Over 200 foreign-based human rights groups call for Haiti's president to step down. And in sport, West Indies ODI and T20 squads announced for the upcoming tour of Afghanistan. I'm Ricardo Robertson. This is Caribbean in 10 for Tuesday, October 15, 2019. I'll be back with the details after the break. More than 200 foreign-based human rights groups are calling for the resignation of Haiti's President Jovenel Moïse, who the opposition has accused of corruption. In an open letter to the Haitian people, the human rights groups from more than 20 countries, including Guatemala, Honduras, Martinique, Mexico, Panama, the Dominican Republic, and Trinidad and Tobago, expressed solidarity and support for efforts to get Moïse out of power. They say Moïse, his government, and his parliament no longer have any legitimacy and ability to govern. The human rights groups also oppose the deployment of the United Nations Integrated Office in Haiti, a new special political mission from October 16th that is expected to work on issues concerning elections, which have been delayed due to political turmoil. Yesterday, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres named former United States State Department official Helen Meagher LaLime to head the unit. Over the past 5 weeks, opposition supporters have taken to the streets in support of their demands for Moïse to resign. There are calls in Jamaica for the corruption case against former Education Minister Ruel Reid to be addressed speedily through the court. Reid is among 5 people on bail after appearing in court on corruption charges. More in this report from TVJ News.
Body, the NIA, Professor Trevor Monroe, says the case involving former Education Minister Ruel Reid and his 4 co-accused should not be dragged out, as was the case during the Cuban light bulb matter. In that case, former Junior Energy Minister Kern Spencer was freed of corruption allegations in 2014, nearly 6 years after he was charged. Professor Monroe says protracted delays should no longer be a feature of court matters. At the same time, he says the January return date is not unusual.
It sounds not too bad, actually, given the nature of the court that we have. Yeah. But I'm hoping after January, we have a speedy process, and we're not talking about years, which I hear some professionals saying that's likely to be the case, but months. It's too important a case.
He says law enforcement in the Caribbean is moving in the right direction in responding to allegations of corruption.
Last month or a couple of months ago, Trinidad and Tobago Minister of Transport arrested along with her husband in Barbados, Antigua. What seems to be happening is that our law enforcers in the Caribbean seem to be catching up with the rest of the world, where the law is enforced, whether it's South Korea with the president, or Italy with the former prime minister, or France with the former president, without fear or favor.
The Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, the ECCU, is projected to register an overall fiscal deficit of 32.9 million EC dollars in the first 9 months of this year. A statement issued by the ECCU's headquarters in St. Kitts says that is in contrast to an overall surplus of $171.5 million in the corresponding period of 2018. The statement was issued following a meeting of the Monetary Council of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. It noted that despite the predicted decline in overall fiscal performance, the debt-to-gross domestic product ratio for the ECCU was forecast to decrease to 66.2% from 68.3% recorded at the end of 2018. The weekend meeting noted that growth remained resilient at the ECCU level despite international conditions. The ECCB serves as the central bank for Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat and Anguilla. Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next.
This area here, what we call back road, and this set spot that I'm going to tell you about. For years, we have illegal dumping of garbage here. Yeah, but they cleared them out already, you know. They cleared them out already.
Etiquette is falling out of style. Ringing up Miss Mary Jo, God knows I'm living off that widow. Gotta save up to buy in time. Music is a noble life, but at the house of beans, I'm full.
She wanna do, she wanna sit do. I calypso, I sing to you. I calypso, I sing for you.
I get rough when you talk in that tone. That body got my eyes taking off for your clothes.
Leg spinner Hayden Walsh Jr. and Brandon King have been named in the West Indies ODI T20 squads for the upcoming tour of Afghanistan. This was announced earlier today as the new Cricket West Indies selectors panel held their first press conference in Port of Spain. Now, after naming the 15-man squad led by Kieron Pollard for the ODIs and T20s and the 14-man squad for the lone test match, newly appointed head of selectors Roger Harper said they were impressed by Walsh Jr.'s performance during the just concluded Caribbean Premier League.
I think during the CPL he would have excited everyone with his performance, and I think when we look at the direction that limited over cricket, both one-day internationals and T20 cricket has gone, we realize that we have to have bowlers who are capable of taking wickets, and Walsh has proved that he's a wicket taker, and I think he'll have a great impact in the team going forward, and I think he'll make a very positive contribution, so that was the reason for us including him.
Now, Harper says the selection panel was equally impressed with Walsh's performance in the game this year.
As far as Brandon King is concerned, he had an outstanding season. He made runs in a domestic four-day competition, followed it up with an outstanding CPL competition, and he just demanded a place in the team. And I think his performance, due to his performance, he's rewarded with that.
And of course, West Indies will play in the Test Unlimited Over Series against Afghanistan from November 5th to December 1st in India. Switching to football now, a Jamal Charles second-half strike was enough for a 10-man Grenada to edge French Guiana 1-0 on Sunday night and extend their unbeaten Nations League record and secure at least a shot at qualifying for the 2021 Gold Cup. In a group contest in League B, Charles struck in the 66th minute to break the deadlock at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium to sew up the points, which saw them move to 10 points and continue top of the group. And of course, we'll get more of that story in our major newscast at 6:30. That's Caribbean in 10. Good afternoon.